Good evening. I'm Ruben Alvarez, and I have the privilege of serving as CEO of Latino Leaders Network. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the Tribute to Mayors inaugural Unity Dinner. Before I get into the formal program, I just want to take a quick moment to reflect on the wildfires that are still ongoing in Los Angeles. Our hearts are with all those who've lost their homes, but more importantly, for those who lost loved ones. Having been born in Los Angeles and growing up near the Eaton Fire, it's heartbreaking to see the devastation that has occurred in one of the neighborhoods I grew up in. I want to thank all our first responders who have been working tirelessly and risking their lives to help contain the fires. I also want to thank the mayors in this room, because when catastrophe strikes, it's all of you who are called upon to help lead the efforts to manage the crisis in your local communities. And you're asked to help rebuild. So I want to thank all of you for your leadership, and if you could indulge me for a minute, I want to ask you, all the mayors in this room, to please stand and be recognized. This year marks the Latino Leader Network's 21st anniversary. And at this time last year, I took on the role of CEO to assist and help advance our chairman, Mickey Ibarra's vision of creating a platform to bring leaders together to help unite our communities. For those of you unfamiliar with Latino Leaders Network, our mission is to honor and spotlight leaders who have demonstrated a strong record of impact and influence on the lives of Latinos living in the United States, and to showcase their personal stories, their challenges, their achievements, and successes. Their stories are powerful and need to be told, because their stories help to inspire our next generation of leaders. Our goal this year is to expand and add more programming that can help serve and create stronger links amongst leaders. To do so, we've recently launched a new membership program to provide individuals with an opportunity to support and engage more closely with Latino Leaders Network. In your swag bags, you will find information about this membership program. I encourage all of you to please consider becoming a member. It will provide us with the resources that we need in order to grow our organization. For over 21 years as chairman of Latino Leaders Network, Mickey has been bringing leaders together to establish relationships and build unity. And tonight, based on the energy at the reception, tonight's no exception. We have a great program for you, and to get us started, it's my pleasure to introduce the founder and chairman of the Latino Leaders Network, the Honorable Mickey Ibarra, who will serve as our program host.
I love Ruben Alvarez. And most of the time, he loves me back. Thank you, Ruben, for helping us start on time. Tonight's program, as my responsibility as host to ensure that we also end on time, and with your cooperation, I'm sure we will, to respect everybody's time. This program will end by 9:30. A year ago at this event, I announced the appointment of Ruben Alvarez as our first CEO to assume operational responsibilities for the Latino Leaders Network. He and his team at the Malera Alvarez in Phoenix have done an outstanding job of providing additional leadership and staff capacity to ensure our continued success as we begin tonight, our 25th 21st year of bringing leaders together. Since 2004, the Latino Leaders Network has convened 73 luncheon events, 41 mayor events, 8 cafecito events, honoring a total of 145 leaders in 34 cities. Thank you. I invite you to look at our 2025 calendar of events that is located in your swag bag and on the big screens here. We are delighted to convene first-time events in both Tampa Bay this year as well as Austin. Our invocation. Regrettably, Leticia Vandepute of San Antonio, a member of our board, was unable to join us today because of some family illness. We are grateful to Janet Murguia. Yes, Janet Murguia. President and CEO of Unidos US and a recipient of our Eagle Leadership Award in 2013 for agreeing to offer the invocation and to bless our food. Janet?
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure and a privilege and an honor on behalf of Unidos US, the largest Latino civil rights and advocacy organization in the country, representing 300 community-based organizations across the country who serve and support so many families, including our Latino community. Before I begin the invocation, I just want to offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to the chairman and founder of the Latino Leaders Network, our good friend Mickey Ibarra. Thank you for your years of service and commitment to uniting together Latino leaders from all over the country. And I also want to acknowledge our CEO of this wonderful organization. I want to thank Ruben Alvarez for taking on this role. The two of them together have offered really a model in being able to promote joint leadership in so many ways, bringing their incredible talents. This is a real wonderful testament to this organization that Mickey has created, as he said, in its 21st year. And I'm just so pleased to be here. Let's thank Mickey and Ruben for their incredible leadership. Now, let us pray. As we gather tonight to celebrate both a new year and the work of some remarkable leaders in our community, our hearts are also with our friends, loved ones, and the communities of Los Angeles who are impacted by the devastating wildfires in their city. We have seen too much loss and too much destruction in such a short period of time. Lord, please watch over the people of Los Angeles and keep them from further harm. Lord, please help the leaders in this room and all leaders here in Washington and across the country make decisions that are guided by our cherished values as they work in addressing the many pressing issues facing our nation. Please give them the wisdom, strength, resolve, compassion, and resilience they will need in this year ahead. Lord, thank you for the ceasefire agreement announced today in the Middle East. May it lead to a permanent peace and an end of suffering. Lord, please bless this food we are about to eat, those who harvested it, those who prepared it, and those who are serving it. Finally, Lord, please bless the spirit of unity here this evening. May it permeate every opportunity to bring people together and lift up our communities and country in the days, weeks, and years ahead. We ask this through your Spirit. Amen.
Now, please join me in welcoming our honorees tonight. Mayor David Holt of Oklahoma City. Please stand, Mayor. Vice President of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, who will receive the Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award. He is joined at the head table by the Honorable Antonio Villaraigosa. Antonio? Also, please, a big welcome for Emilio Gonzalez, who will receive our Champion Award. Emilio? Mayor Holt, as you can see, we have a local in the room. I want to thank the Mayflower team, Jackie, our event manager, the servers, captain, and others helping us at the Mayflower for their excellent service. In addition to Ruben, we are joined by 3 more board members tonight. We're grateful to Rudy Becerra of Atlanta. Rudy, please stand. Where's Rudy? Also to Christina Antello of Washington, D.C. Christina? Right here. And then also Michelle Mingus of New York City. Michelle. Thank you, Rudy, Christina, and Michelle. Next, we're so proud to be joined by 11 past honorees of the Latino Leaders Network. You can see their names on the big screen here. We'd like all of our past honorees to please stand and be congratulated once again for your leadership. Yeah. Thank you. In addition to Janet Murguia of Unidos US, and Juan Proaño is in the house from LULAC, we are also joined by Mato Morales. And I want to take a moment. Mato, please stand. You know, there's really only 2 kinds of days: a good day and a better day. But for Mato, it is a very special day as well, having now today completed 24 years of public service in our federal government. Today is Mato's last day as staff director of the United States Commission on Civil Rights. Thank you, Mato. We also have 2 international guests with us. I love that. His Excellency, Esteban Moctezuma, of Mexico, Ambassador to the United States. Ambassador. And he's also joined by his wonderful wife, Cecilia. They really have been a joy to have in Washington. We are also joined by His Excellency Ambassador Batbayar of Mongolia to the United States and Mexico. I think as mayors appreciate perhaps more than most, so many good things are made possible due to the generosity of good corporate partners. and the Latino Leaders Network is no exception. We are grateful for the support of our premier sponsor tonight, Chevron. Thanks to Henry Perea for his support at the highest level tonight. And we have two Chairman Circle sponsors with us that we want to acknowledge. First, Hudson HMS Host. We're joined by Courtney Thornton, and in your swag bags is the best gift, made possible by Hudson HMS Host, a scarf and a wonderful beanie. So hang on to those swag bags. We're going to need them the next several days. We're also joined by a second Chairman Circle sponsor, and that is our great friend Walmart that has been with us for 12 years. Here, Amy Hill, thank you. And I'm also delighted to share that our next tribute to mayors, the summer reception, the premier sponsor of that event is Walmart. Thank you, Amy. And then we have a number of table VIP sponsors. Let me just run through the list. And again, many of these, nearly all of them are repeat sponsors. HDR Inc., CVS Health, you'll see the logos on the monitors. Southwest Airlines. I saw Melanie here. Thank you, Melanie. Airbnb. This is one that's come back to us, and we're so happy. Thank you, Danny. Verizon is in the house. Thank you. Starbucks, Geico. Love it. I love Mac. And the U.S. Hispanic Business Council is a sponsor of a table. Thank you. I saw Don Salazar, Vera Mobility, and PG&E. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's eating their salad. Our friend, Mayor Todd Gloria of San Diego, second Vice President of the United States Conference of Mayors, and 2023 recipient of the Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award, will deliver U.S. Conference of Mayors greetings. Please welcome Mayor Todd Gloria.
I know you already applauded him, but one more time for Mickey, everybody. Everyone loves Mickey Ibarra. I know I certainly do. I wish I had that voice. Number one, I wish I had that voice, the charisma, and the ability to bring all these incredible people together this evening. Thank you all so much for being here. And Mickey, again, thank you for all that you do. As Mickey mentioned, my name is Todd Gloria. I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth because in addition to being the second vice president of the United States Conference of Mayors, I'm also the 37th mayor of America's finest city, the city of San Diego, and the first person of Latino heritage to serve in that job. I mean, it only took 150 plus years for a Latino to become mayor of the city that is literally next to Mexico. But you know, this is why we have this event, right? Before jumping in, we have an award this evening. We have two awards, but we have one award this evening that is named after a great mayor of a great city, my friend Antonio Villaraigosa. As you all know, Antonio was, give it up for Antonio. We're Californians and it's like 20 degrees outside. Take sympathy on us. Mickey's solid choice on the gift for all of us. That hat and scarf will go a long way. As you all know, Antonio was an incredible mayor of the City of Angels, the City of Los Angeles. It was mentioned before, but as the mayor of the second largest city in California, I would say that every heart in this room goes out to the good people north of my city in Los Angeles who are obviously dealing with unspeakable tragedy. Antonio knows that far better than I do. But on behalf of the United States Conference of Mayors, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge what will be clearly a very long and very difficult recovery process And I hope and know that everyone in this room is thinking of our great friend, the incredible mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, during this extremely difficult time. Give it up for Karen Bass, everybody. Again, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the fact that she is going to need our support. I know that all of us are standing here in this room. You know, when you're mayor of San Diego, you're often given credit for great weather. I welcome a convention to town. Mayor, thank you for delivering 72 degrees and perfect weather. I never take credit for that, because when you do, you also have to take the downside of when it rains, right? And what I tell people is, my name is Todd. It's not God. I don't control the weather. And I think a lot of folks need to remember that right now as they look at a mayor who's doing all that she possibly can to help her city that is in a time of tremendous chaos. And I know one of the best ways is for mayors to have each other's backs, right? We know the challenges of leading a major American city under difficult circumstances. And right now, more than ever, I hope that this conference will stand shoulder to shoulder with Mayor Bass. You all with me on that? Because the mayors of this room can attest, one of the best parts of our United States Conference of Mayors is that in times of crisis, we do band together. We do have each other's back, regardless of party. And I think that's important. You know, this country could take a lesson right now from all of us gathered here in Washington this weekend. And I understand, Mickey, the theme of this dinner is unity. And I couldn't think of a more fitting theme for an event right now. You know, we're embarking on a new phase here in our nation's capital. And while partisanship certainly rules the day here in Washington, D.C., it does not for America's mayors. We don't have time for petty politics. We're too busy getting homeless people off the streets. We're too busy filling potholes. We're too busy trying to bring down the cost of housing. We're too busy trying to keep people safe in their communities. And so there's nothing more unifying than these kinds of priorities. And I know that all of us will work with absolutely anyone who has good ideas, who are interested in solving problems, and who are willing to bring resources to the table to help us accomplish that. And I'll tell you, there's no better example tonight than one of the honorees who is here, who is able to work in a bipartisan fashion with so many of us. You all were extremely wise, or should I say Mickey was extremely wise, with that assist from Ruben, I'm sure, to select our first vice president of our U.S. Conference of Mayors, the great mayor of Oklahoma City, David Holt, for tonight's Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award. Yeah, absolutely, give it up for David Holt. You're going to hear about this all night long. I just want to say that David is a tremendous partner. He's an incredible thought leader. He's a great mayor, and he's someone that makes our conference better because of his involvement. So, David, congratulations on this honor. It is such a pleasure to work with you. I cannot think of someone better, more deserving of this award than you this evening. So, congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just conclude with this. Thank you for your support of America's mayors. All of us believe that we have the best job on the face of the earth, but we also have the most difficult job, I think, on the face of the earth. And I'm grateful that in this room full of business leaders and sponsors and folks who understand that difficulty and are here to support so many of us, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And on behalf of our president, Columbus Mayor Andy Ginther, as well as our CEO, Tom Cochran, on behalf of the United States Conference of Mayors, thank you so much. And I wish you all a wonderful event and a great evening tonight. Thank you all very, very much.
In addition to Janet, who I mentioned, Juan Perano, as well as Mato, there are a host of additional elected officials, appointed officials, and special guests here with us tonight. I'd like you to take a look at the monitors of the big screens where we've listed names of our special guests. Please join me in thanking them for being with us tonight. In 2021, the Latino Leaders Network created the Champion Award to recognize a corporate executive principally responsible for establishing and maintaining a long-standing partnership. The fourth recipient of our Champion Award certainly qualifies. Emilio Gonzalez recently completed 20 years of service at Verizon. Responsible for building strategic alliances, and in 2004, it was Emilio who won the support of his colleagues at Verizon to serve as a founding sponsor at our first event in Boston. Now, I'm certainly aware that many others here tonight have benefited from Emilio's leadership and support. He is a natural strategic thinker, a technology whiz, and a loyal friend with a commitment to improvement of his constituency, the Latino constituency, second to none. On behalf of the Latino Leaders Network, Emilio, it is my honor to present our 2005 Champion Award to Emilio Gonzalez, who will then offer acceptance remarks. Emilio, and
Buenas noches. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start with a word of gratitude now that I heard Mickey speak. And to those of you I've worked with for 30-some years here in DC, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you for helping open my eyes, my mind, and my heart to this community. And I will always be grateful for that. I cannot think of a better venue to accept a recognition like this than a unity event. And I want to thank, on behalf of Verizon and myself, the Latino Leaders Network, its entire family, Mickey and Ruben. What they've done is remarkable. Mayor Holt, today I read your bio, and I hope all of you do. It is a testament to the principle that addition and multiplication is winning politics, that subtraction and division doesn't amount to much. So I want to say congratulations, and I want to thank you for being a uniter. You know, good things happen when Good things happen when good people get together and row together. And for 20-some years, I had the privilege of working with a woman who at every turn proved her friendship and her loyalty to this community. Whether it was the defense of DACA or in investing millions in helping uplift our community through programs that will prepare them for a new economy. And that's ours, I still say ours. That is Verizon's Chief Responsible Business Officer, who's here with me tonight, Donna Epps. And I want to say thank you, Donna. Mickey, it's hard to believe 20-some years ago you called me with an idea. And fortunately, I had the good sense to listen and to act. You know, his courage does not allow him to be discouraged. His vision always leads him. And because of his relentless work, because the man rolls up his sleeves and does it himself, because of his work, we have a lasting platform to shine a bright light on leaders from all communities who are serving our community. Mickey, thank you. And now for the best part, in closing, I wanted to share an observation with you, if I may. Unity is not some abstract concept. It is not an ideal. Unity is a choice you make every day. When you decide to be compassionate, when you decide to be understanding, to show mutual respect for one another, that's unity. And when you practice that, we are stronger together. No unity, no community. So I thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Gracias.
Thank you, Emilio, and congratulations once again. The Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award was first presented in 2012 in Orlando. Mayor Dyer's in the house. Thank you, Mayor Dyer. In Orlando, when Mayor Villaraigosa closed his term as president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. At that time, we announced the award would be renamed in his honor to recognize outstanding mayors who are dedicated to bringing their diverse communities together to include us, the Latino community. Mayor Villaraigosa clearly set the gold standard of excellence by which all awardees are measured. And we are thrilled to have him with us once again. Given the continuing horrific fire disaster in Los Angeles, his decision to join us tonight was not an easy one. Please welcome the 41st Mayor of Los Angeles and candidate for Governor of California 2026, the Honorable Antonio Villaraigosa, for remarks and the award presentation.
I love him. I said, we're early, aren't we? And he says, that doesn't mean you could speak longer. Just for that. First of all, can we thank the servers? Most of us grew up in homes where we had to serve ourselves. People work every day. Thank you. Por favor, dile a todos los meseros gracias. Huh? Thank you very much. Mickey's right. Not mayor anymore. But once a mayor, always a mayor. I grew up in my town. My grandpa got it there 120 years ago, and I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen the devastation in this town. And I've been through earthquakes. I had my own fires, but nothing on the scale and scope of the devastation that we have in Los Angeles. And so let me first acknowledge Mayor Bass, a friend of mine for 52 years this year. Grew up in the civil rights movement with her, known each other our entire lives. And I'll tell you something. Early on, I said, when you're a mayor or chief executive, and people are asking you all these questions, finger pointing and making accusations, I said, it's a universally known precept that in the middle of the disaster, your number one responsibility is to save lives, and in this case, save homes. Not to point fingers, but to do what you do, what all of you do as a mayor. So I want to acknowledge Mayor Bass, the first responders, as was mentioned earlier. You know, I told Mayor Bass when she first got elected, every time I see a cop or a firefighter, I shake their hand and I say thank you. Thank you for running into danger when the rest of us run away. And I'll tell you, I couldn't be prouder of the first responders who, by the way, someone asked, well, why aren't they sending first responders from other states? Well, Arizona sent first responders. Oregon has sent first responders. Washington has sent first responders. And Mexico has sent first responders. Ambassador Moctezuma, por favor. And what I said was, you know, when you're in these jobs, people ask you, why aren't you in the Emergency Operations Center? Well, the answer is because I'm not mayor anymore. But I'll tell you something I did. Without calling the press, I went to places where people were volunteering. And everywhere I went, I saw people with tattoos from their face all the way down. I saw people and asked them, what do you do? And they said to me, more than one. I'm homeless, but I'm here to volunteer. I saw black, white, Latino, Asian, Jew, Muslim. I saw everyone. And to everyone I said, you're what makes America great. People like you who extend the hand of friendship to a stranger. So, to all of you who have your own disasters and crises, never forget to thank those nameless people who are willing to step up, stand up, and come forward and join the family, the community, the state, and the nation. We've been proud that so many people have answered that call in Los Angeles. I have the honor and the opportunity today and let me just say this, you know, today a couple of people when we were taking pictures said to me, I saw you at the Bloomberg Kennedy School orientation. Well, this has been happening for how long? From the beginning? Since 2005 when I got. Everybody confuses Manny Diaz, a great mayor of Miami, with Antonio Villaraigosa, even though he's younger and more handsome. And you said something, it's true. I've been fortunate. I've known Mickey virtually my whole adult life. And Mickey named this after me, and yes, it's true. People know me as a coalition builder and a uniter and somebody that tries to talk to all of us and bring us all together. But there are many mayors like that. So Mickey, let me thank you, because if anybody, you weren't a mayor, but if anybody should have been named, the name sponsor, whatever, of this award, it should be you, because you're always bringing us all together. I said to Mayor Holt, and you all know this, everybody, a lot of organizations, you know, this is the Latino Leaders Network. You know, a lot of African American, Latino, Native American, Asian. When they give awards, they give it to people from their own community. Not this one. We give it to uniters, no matter what community they come from. We give it to people that reach out and bring us together in coalitions to get things done, bring us together because under the eyes of God, we're all God's children. And we started with a prayer today. I have the honor of today presenting an award to Mayor Holt. And as soon as he walked in, I said, we met a long time ago. And I couldn't remember from where. He used to work for Mick Cornyn, a good friend, somebody who we all had a lot of respect for, former president of the Conference of Mayors. So you have big shoes to fill, brother. But you know, a lot of us over the years, because as President Obama said, we're always striving to make America true to the words of the Founding Fathers. We know there were mothers alongside of them, but they weren't acknowledged. And while they said all men were created equal, we know they didn't mean all men at that time. And so we've strived to make that dream come true. David Holt can trace his family back to Native American heritage. Those of us who know why so many Native peoples live in Oklahoma, it's because they were forced to live there. They were moved from North Carolina and Alabama and the South and different places, and they were moved over the years to those places. Moved to reservations, isolated, treated second and third class citizens. And to be able to come from that community and be the first, Mayor Holt understands the role of the first is not to bang on our chest. The role of the first is to open up the door for the rest. And this award goes to people who do that, who bring us together, who unite us, who, as an example, when the Human Rights Commission was eliminated in his town, put a group of people together and said, why is that? What? We should all be for human rights. We should all be for one another. And during the Floyd, I guess it was 2020, when America was erupting over the issue of police abuse, he met with Black Lives Matter. He reached out and said, yes, none of us should be targeted because of the color of our skin or our race. All of us should be judged by the content of our character. And so, Mayor, today we honor a first, one who broke that glass ceiling, who understood that there'll be many glass ceilings to be broken, and understood that his role is to open up that door. And so please help me in welcoming our honoree today, a good man, a man who understands that to whom much is given, much is expected, Mayor David Holt.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Step over here. Yes, right here.
Better.
Well, gracias. Thank you so very much. Emilio, it's an honor to be up here with you tonight. Congratulations on your award. Thank you. Ruben and Mickey, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is especially an honor for me to receive it from Mayor Villaraigosa. And I want to say a few words about him, Oklahoma City, and my fellow mayors. Now, he would not, I don't think he necessarily remembered this until tonight, but I first met Mayor Villaraigosa when I was chief of staff to my predecessor, Mayor Mick Cornett. I was at the annual meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors that you hosted in Los Angeles in 2007. I was 28 years old at the time. I was there when you came to our annual meeting in Oklahoma City in 2010. But here's the thing, those are certainly not the only places I have seen Mayor Villaraigosa. To this day, the dominant impression that I have of him is that I see him everywhere. Wherever I am, I presume I will run into him. I have run into Mayor Villaraigosa in inspiring places, such as the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. And I have run into you in unlikely places, such as Kate Hudson's living room. True story. He's just the living room, people. There is something to be said for someone who is present. I suspect this has always been the mayor's ethos, and it has served him well. I would imagine all mayors are inspired at the idea that after we leave City Hall, we could still be as present and as impactful as Mayor Villaraigosa. So thank you for this award. It is deeply meaningful to receive an award in your name and from you personally. Thank you so much, Mayor. Now, I am under no delusion that everyone in this room has been to Oklahoma City, so let me tell you a little bit about it. I'll start with introducing you to the only other full-time resident of Oklahoma City that I know to be in the room tonight. He surprised me here tonight. I did not know that he was going to be here, and that was kind of exciting to see his friendly face, and that is the president, and CEO of our Latino Community Development Agency in Oklahoma City. Please give a warm round of applause to Salvador Ontiveros. Stand up, Salvador. So I didn't know he was going to be here, so I don't know. Hopefully everything I'm about to say is truthful, but you may fact check with him later. Oklahoma City is America's 20th largest city, but that is a recent development. When I was born 45 years ago, we were about 37th. In the 1990s, in the wake of the bombing that killed 168 of our residents, we began investing in ourselves. Since that time, we have now spent or committed well over $4 billion in local funds just towards quality of life projects. And clearly people have taken notice of our willingness to invest in ourselves. We have seen remarkable economic and population growth, and we also happen to have the best team in the NBA right now, and none of you can deny it. But one other aspect of our evolution deserves special mention tonight. Today in Oklahoma City, 1 out of every 5 residents is Latino. No community within our city has grown more over my lifetime than the Latino community. That growth is a big reason we have climbed the ranking of cities. But when I took office in 2018, it was a community that was still not really a part of the city's story. As mayor, I didn't think that was right or sustainable. I couldn't bear to think of our city as 2 communities growing separately. We needed to grow together. My desire to bring Oklahoma City's Latino community into our city's story is a big reason why I ran on a platform of One OKC, which certainly aligns with the theme of unity tonight. It's been my ethos for 7 years, and I wear it on my lapel every day. One OKC means that we put aside the things that might divide us and we find common purpose. And we incorporate the diversity of our city into our decision-making process, which ultimately means that we seek outcomes that benefit everyone. For example, as mayor, I appoint nearly 500 people to volunteer boards and commissions. When I became mayor, I think we had about 2 boards with a member of the Latino community. Now we have at least 21 boards with a member of the Latino community. And as mayor, I have taken a page from Mayor Villaraigosa's book, I have been present. I've been the first mayor to regularly attend Latino community parades and events, ensuring that our Latino community knows that our city's leadership acknowledges them and that they are a part of our story. And the ambassador is very familiar with what I am about to tell you. We worked together to advocate for a staffed Mexican consulate in Oklahoma City, which we opened in 2023 with a huge event that included the ambassador and the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Our commitment to our city's Latino community now permeates everything, from the printing of informational materials to the concerts we book at our arena. Our city's Latino community is thriving, and that's a big reason why our entire city is as well. Now, finally, let me say a word about America's mayors, hundreds of whom are in Washington tonight and many of whom are at this dinner. I came to Washington, D.C. 28 years ago as a college student at George Washington University. I came here because I was a serious person coming to a serious place to do serious things. The decisions that were made in this city saved the Union 160 years ago. They saved the world 80 years ago. And they established this nation as the economic, cultural, and military power of the planet. Serious people did serious things in this city, and inaugurations were moments in time when we rallied around serious aspirations. A nation that wants to be great has to have serious leadership. These mayors gathered here this weekend represent the cohort of American political leaders who still reliably answer that call. These mayors are serious people, and therefore we're here in Washington to talk about the real issues that face our constituents, issues like housing and infrastructure, public safety, and the economy. And because what ultimately matters are the results, we'll work with anyone. The mayors gathered here this weekend are Republicans, Democrats, and independents. We don't care about party, we care about results. This philosophy is reflected as well in our inclusivity of all communities within our cities. Mayors want the best for everyone. In cities across America, the work that so many mayors do in their Latino communities is inspiring. If you were to ask me what party is best for American Latinos, I would not answer Republican or Democrat. My answer would be mayors. And so I close by thanking this organization for lifting up mayors. When you want to get something done, when you want serious leadership, when you want people who got into this to serve others above self, when you want leaders who care about all their constituents, America's mayors are still those people. We come here to Washington not just to advocate for the outcomes important to our residents, but to model the kind of leadership and public service that drew me to this town 28 years ago. I hope Washington is paying attention. Thank you again for this award, and thank you for all that you do.
He may be the tallest mayor in America as well. I believe it's 6'6". As you know, good events don't happen accidentally. They require good planning and even better execution. I want to thank the event team led by Jana Donaire. See the event team members' photos on the monitors. That's it. Let's hear it for our event team. Thank you. Mayors in the room, we want to see you at our next Tribute to Mayors, which will be held on June 20th in Tampa Bay. Congratulations again to Mayor Holt and Emilio Gonzalez, and thanks to our sponsors and all of you for joining us tonight. This ends the 41st Tribute to Mayors on time. Thank you.